You're listening to episode 16 of the Women's Fitness Podcast with Kelly Bakewell PT and Iszi Lawrence. The information in this podcast should not be taken instead of medical advice. We are not doctors, just passionate about fitness, progress and feeling good. You can find out more about us at womensfitnesspodcast.com, but for now, time for some real talk about the mess, stress and silliness that will get you achieving your goals. There we go. Okay, so womfitpod, episode 16.
Just because you looked it up.
Yes. I had to look... Well, numbers are hard. I find numbers are tricky. How is it 16? That's like 2 months worth? More than that. More than 2 months.
Yeah, you do
4
find
months.
numbers tricky.
4 months worth.
Oh, yeah, well done.
Yay, maths. Yeah, I got an A at maths GCSE. I was
Did
quite
you?
impressed.
That is good.
With myself. And I did a whole thing on multivariate statistics at university.
Nobody would want to do that. That sounds like a punishment.
It is. But at the end of it, you get a degree you never knew. So that's good.
Good. Yeah. Well,
That
that's your
no-
cat.
I don't know if you can hear that noise, but if you can hear a sort of crackle in the background, that's actually my cat deciding to sharpen his claws on the doormat.
Yeah, and I've just rescued, as a knock on the door, I have to rescue my car from down the road because the handbrake was on, but obviously not tight enough, and it decided to go for a walk.
Yeah, well, a little slide.
Yeah, at least it didn't get into the roundabout.
That's true.
Yeah, it just kind of
that.
it nicely took itself into the side, popped itself up.
Yeah, just blocking the road, but
Yeah,
nobody was hurt.
Exactly, so it's fine.
Nothing went wrong.
Yeah, it's all good.
So that
Although
is
I
where
was
we're
hurt
starting.
today.
That's a. She's literally got a boo boo on her fingers.
Both fingers.
Which she's got plasters on, and they've got love hearts on the plasters. 'Cause
Yeah.
that makes them boo boos.
Yeah, the dog bit me.
Oh dear.
I was holding a stick that he wanted that snapped, and then so he wanted the bit I was holding.
And didn't judge it right.
Not very well, no.
Did you tell him off?
Pretty much, yeah.
Good.
It's a pretty decent bite. He's a little kid.
At least he wasn't trying to bite you.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
And we went back, I had to run it under cold water, put some gin on it, just in case. And then some vinegar.
Did you see? I didn't get bitten. I got grabbed. Fortunately, not by the boob, but by the armpit.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, ow. It hurts more when you sweat through it.
What, sweat through grabbing?
Sweat through? Well, no, because I've got a gi burn, so basically the fabric's taking the skin off.
The fabric's awful.
The fabric's taking the skin off the surface of my armpit, basically. Like the front bit of armpit. My frontoid deltoid.
Frontoid deltoid.
Toid. I don't know why you have to be from the West Country to say deltoid.
Deltoid.
But anyway, so yeah, that bit's kind of been scraped off, and then I did exercise, and it only really started to hurt when I started to sweat, because the salt and the sweat comes through.
Yeah,
the
that's not
injury.
fun.
No,
Salt's never good on wounds.
No. Anyway, so we're injured, but we're not poorly used. You once again, you're looking
I'm
happy.
alright. Yep.
Yeah.
Did a bit of sleeping last night, I think.
Oh, that's
Maybe.
good. I think I did a bit too much sleeping, or I just woke up in the wrong part of my sleep cycle.
Okay.
Because I always wake up mid-dream, which is always weird. And yesterday I woke up and I was being chased by a giant harpy eagle that was trying to eat me, which was fun.
I mean, that's quite topical. I've seen quite a lot of them recently.
Well, not
Harpy eagles,
Yeah.
but quite a lot of like wild
Yeah,
eagle-y
there's
type
so
birds.
many kites flying.
There are a lot, yes.
Anyway, we've actually got questions this week. Haven't
Yeah, we have.
So we should answer questions.
Yep. So we've got one about balance, so we can
Oh.
both have a crack at that.
Okay. Just stand on one leg a lot. That is my answer to how to get better at balance.
I mean, that is a pretty comprehensive answer. I'm sure people will be very pleased with that.
Well, do it when you don't.
When you're not expecting it.
Exactly.
Surprise yourself.
Do it like when you're waiting for the train, or do it actually on the train when you're moving slightly. It's really hard. Don't fall over into people that don't like it.
I like to do train surfing. You know, when the train's pulling into a stop and trying not to hold on to anything.
Yeah, and then just squeeze your glutes.
Yeah, and just trying not to move at all. It's quite good fun, and it definitely makes the tube slightly more bearable.
It does. It gives you a purpose. This is like a workout, even though I want to sit down.
Train surfing.
Yeah.
Well, my advice is core. You need strong abs for balance. Like, the second mine had been cut through on the right-hand side, my balance went totally on that side.
Really?
Yeah. So even now, doing, like, crow, yoga pose, crow twist, headstands, it's a bit weak, it's a bit dodgy on that side.
That's weird. Because I've another exercise I thought occurred to me. getting one of those big squishy balls. They're the big ones.
Stability balls.
Well, yeah, but the massive ones.
Yeah.
The ones that are like huge. The ones
Core
that people,
stability balls.
The ones that people used to sit on in the office in the 90s.
They're really good. I love them.
Just get on one of those, like kneel on it if you can, and just stay on it.
Yeah, just kneel on it. I would love you sending videos of you just kneeling on it, because that is a lot harder than it's.
It's really getting on it is the fun bit. 'Cause you've got to basically crawl onto it without like falling off, which takes a long time. And then you got to take your hands off it, which is difficult. Then you got to get up, and once you're up, then you're like, oh, this is fine. And then you look away and you fall over.
Yeah.
So that's really good because it's not like a massive core workout, but it makes you engage all sorts of muscles.
Yeah, you basically have to have a strong core. Make sure you engage your core, because if you don't use it, it's the same as when you're practicing doing handstands, any sort of vertical kind of headstands, anything like that. You need to use a lot of abs. And that's the only way to get yourself up and away from the wall. Because a handstand against the wall, you're basically kicking yourself up and the wall's there to catch you. So it doesn't matter if you don't
Floppy,
have the core stability, because you're going to hit the wall. To get away from the wall, you need to be able to tighten that core and hold that pose.
Without over-tightening it too far and falling over the other way.
Exactly.
Which is what I do.
So it is basically activating all of your core. If you're trying to think about doing like single leg moves, so either yoga or if you're trying to do pistol squats, which I've been teaching people to do this week.
Pistol squats.
You can learn how to do them using the TRX to get the movement right first. They're the big ropey things you've seen in the gym. The other thing is, always find a centre point to stare at.
Yeah.
Don't stare at yourself in the mirror, because you will fall over, because the mirror's slightly distorted.
And also you're so beautiful.
Yeah, you will dazzle yourself and faint from... You get the vapours.
Yes.
Everyone knows women get the vapours when they see their own reflection.
I know, it's just too sexy.
Yeah. And then, I forgot what I was talking about now. Oh, yeah.
Balance. Cool.
Tighten your quad on the opposite leg. So just pull your kneecap up. Not with your fingers.
No.
Like with your quad muscle. Make it really tight. Tighten your glute. Tighten your abs. And then go for it. And the thing is, you don't know unless you go for things.
That's true.
Like, I only found out I could do the side rotation crow yesterday. Because I was like, I felt really strong in the crow. I was like, yeah, I'm going to try this. And then I did it and I'm like, ooh, that was nice.
It was like me with push-ups. I couldn't do push-ups. Did the 22 push-ups a day challenge. So I did 22 sorts of push-ups for 22 days. Didn't manage a push-up. Like, going proper low, proper up, proper down again. And then continued to do push-ups on my knees for classes and
Tutting.
And then but no proper push-ups on my knees with my bum down, which is the equivalent, nearly the equivalent of you doing push-ups on your toes in terms of length.
Yeah.
So it is a big difference.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, meek. And then one day I thought, I wonder if I can do a push-up yet. And I tried and I could.
I did the same with pull-ups. I was like, I can't do them. Oh, did one.
Yeah.
It's there's no gradual thing to these ones. You just like...
You have to believe.
Yeah, it just happens one day.
It's like the box jumps because I now do blue box and red box instead of red box and green box instead of red box.
Oh, nice.
So I can do that, and you have to really believe you can do it. And once you believe you can do it and you do it once, it's much easier.
Yeah, that's the same as elbow stands. Because the fear of falling flat on your face, under your chin and breaking your face off and your neck is very, very real, even though you're just above the floor. So I can do them away from a wall, but I still have to be in the general direction of a wall. So even if I'm not close enough to touch it, if I know there is a wall there, I'm all right. But if I try and do it away from a wall, I'm like, oh, I might fall over. Even though I could break fall, but it's just that because your neck is up, I would have to flick my neck under really quickly, or I'd have to go straight over one shoulder. While from an elbow. So it's definitely not the easiest stand to get out of.
But also, I would recommend, like last night we were doing lots of grappling, and so we were getting out of a ground hold by flipping people over their own head and moving them that way. And I was working with a novice girl who's not really used to this sort of stuff. And she was trying to stop me doing that, and I was trying to do it to her. And the first time I did it to her, she was like, but I went over my head, that can't be right. And I was like, no, that's right. And she said, I don't like that. And I said, I know, you've got to stop me.
I know, because it's not very nice.
Suddenly she was motivated. Yes, that was scary and unpleasant.
There's nothing quite as... Well, there are many things that's quite as bad. But going over onto your own neck, having gone over the slightly wrong way, not break falling properly, does make you feel a little bit sick. And then you definitely have a bad neck for a couple of days.
Yeah. But I'm absolutely knackered from grappling. Takes so much strength and so much dynamic movement, and you don't realise it when you're doing it, but afterwards it's just knackering.
Yeah, totally knackering. We had another question from Gemma asking about classes. So what classes she should do, because she's saying that she wants to do. Her goal is to get towards doing pull-ups, but she also wants to try the classes. So she was saying a total newbie to classes. My advice would be try all the classes. Yeah. See what you like, like genuinely. Plus it's very down to the trainer who's training you.
Yeah.
Like some people don't fit everyone. So you might just not like the trainer and just think, like, that guy's not for me. So you might not like that class. But you might like the idea of the class. So see if the same class is on with a different trainer at a different time. Yeah. Just have a go at all of them, because you might find you like something that you weren't expecting.
That is a very good point. Like yoga in particular, people think, ugh.
Do they? I want to meet these people, I'll punch them in the face.
Well, you see, that's the sort of people who don't like yoga. The people who like fighting. They just go, no, don't want this. But actually, it's really complimentary and it's really good.
Yeah, and it's really hard.
Yeah. But they think, oh no, it's just a load of girls bending, and then they just spend ages just lying on the floor, falling asleep.
I would love to spend ages in corpse pose. Yeah. It would be amazing. I've tried this to sleep, it doesn't work.
Nah, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So I find, but it's true. Some classes surprise you. Some classes I think I'm going to enjoy and don't. Yep. Some exercises are like that.
Yeah, lunges are like that for me. I have a massive hatred of lunges.
Yeah, I don't like what we're doing today, rocket launchers. So go into a squat, do 3 little bounce squats, little one, and then 1 massive jump.
So pull squat into squat jumps.
Yeah.
I've been making a few of my clients this week do. Because we're taking a little bit of emphasis away from the joints just for after Christmas, getting a bit of lubrication back into them, but still a bit of cardio. It's such a weird word. So squat jumps on the TRX into jumping lunges.
Oh, I hate you.
It's disgusting. So do they.
You made me do your old legs, bums and tums class. There was a time, I believe, you made me do a minute of jump lunges.
Yeah, because I used to do like 3 sets of 50.
Yeah, that was not nice.
No, it's disgusting.
That was really not nice, because that's just pain in your quad.
I know, it's horrible.
But, you know, it's good for you.
Yeah, and the other thing about classes, if you are going to be doing gym stuff, then make sure that they don't conflict with your recovery. So if you're doing 3 full body workouts a week, don't then do 3 full body classes a week, because you'll be knackered and you won't get any recovery in. So make sure they're complementary, and that you're not doing like one and then one the next day. So
what do you mean by complementary? What's the...
So, well, full body, you're not supposed to train the same area within 48 hours.
Okay.
You can, because there are certain areas that do respond to being trained every day, because that'd be stupid if you couldn't use muscles every day, you'd just like fall apart. But it's easier for people just to say, don't train your muscles every 48 hours because of overtraining things like quads. Like your triceps, your abs, your glutes are actually pretty alright with being trained every day. I mean, we use your glutes a lot. Imagine
triceps
if you couldn't use them.
Triceps hard.
They do that. But if you're not giving... Your muscles grow not just from the amount you use them, but the amount you let them recover. Yeah. So you have to get that recovery stage in. If my client wants to do a full body workout and wants to do a full body workout the next day, and there's no way she can get around that, I would have to generally I would try and do full body workout for the front of the body and full body workout for the back of the body the next day.
Oh, that's clever.
It's a pain in the arse to write, though.
Yeah, I can't imagine what the front of the body is going to be like. Is it
like quads, chest, biceps.
Yeah, so...
And then the next day you're looking at back, glutes, hamstrings,
they're the ones that
triceps.
I think.
So it's like antagonist, protagonist muscles.
Yeah, makes sense.
But you're quite tired.
Yeah.
And it's not ideal.
No, but
that's because that's why you have upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body splits.
So basically, when you're building muscle and stuff, you've got to... The actual building of the muscle doesn't happen in the gym.
No.
The breaking down of the muscle happens in the gym.
Yep.
So the recovery of it is what you eat and how long you sleep. And
yeah, because your muscle, when it's growing, basically tears itself apart. It's quite cool. And it builds itself up again. So it's got somewhere... Because obviously you can't make anything bigger without like stretching it, really.
Yeah.
It has to have some give in it. So it stretches a little bit, has little micro tears, and then your protein's your building blocks. So as long as you've got enough of that in, and you're giving yourself the repair time, it'll start repairing. If you don't, it does a really naff patch-up job. And then you end up, like, straining, tearing, ripping.
Particularly if you don't get enough protein.
Yeah, just having a bad time. Because it basically just goes, I haven't got time, I'm just going to put plaster on that.
Yeah.
So the same as if you haven't got time to fix anything yourself, you just glue it with some crap glue and it falls apart and you go, well, I should have probably done something better.
And I've got a question. I don't know if you know the answer to it. But would it be that the older you get, the longer time you'll need to heal?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Because there are some little kids that I beat up, right? And the next day, they seem fine.
Yeah, your transportation system's also got a bit older. So it takes a bit longer to get it round.
I'm an old lady creature.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Your joints aren't as well lubricated. Your collagen in your body starts to starts to fall apart. If you're supplementing well, and obviously the process of exercising keeps everything better anyway, so you'll definitely be doing better than someone that doesn't exercise.
That is true.
But it's the same as, you know, all these guys who like bugging themselves up on a Saturday playing football or a Sunday, because they go out and play football with the lads, but they work at a desk all week, and they always do their Achilles in or their knee in, because they don't stretch. They don't work out the rest of the week. They go, yeah, go play football with the lads, and bogging themselves in.
They used to do it when they were 9 and be fine.
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, that was fine.
Yeah.
Like the amount of guys that I know have done their like legs in from Sunday football with the lads, because they do nothing during the week.
I can't imagine some of the lads I know doing Sunday football. That's hilarious. Well, there is a comedians league. They do play football, and it's just a sight to behold.
I mean, I used to love netball. I probably wouldn't go and like do it now because I do it myself.
I was always on the team because I was massive.
I was always goal shooter, even though I'm tiny. I've got
Exactly.
really good aim.
No, goal shooters are always tiny because they've got. Because goal shooters, you see, the thing about them is because they're tiny, they're used to their length of arms and they're used to everything, so their hand-eye coordination is usually pretty good.
Yeah, mine's pretty good.
Whereas all the lanky girls have
all
no
over the
idea
place.
where anything is. Everything changes day to day. So all we can do is basically go, I will put my hands in front of your eyes and not touch you. And try and grab the ball and just get in the way.
Yeah, just generally get in the way.
Is Izzy's tactic. Be awkward.
Just be in the way. So the other question we had was Alicia. Mm-hmm. That's how you say it, isn't it?
Alicia, yeah.
It sounded normal. About how to slim down after bulking, finding trouble finding info on it. When you eat less calories, you find out you don't have the energy to work out like you normally do.
Correct.
Yep. It says, are the type of workouts you do during a slimming phase? Also been on holiday for the past month. Been on a holiday break. So do I need to rebulk before I start my slimming?
Ooh.
Nah.
Nah?
Nah, I mean, unless you totally stopped using your muscles, it's unlikely they would have wasted away.
That would have been a good holiday.
I know, yeah.
Just basically
just laid there,
did
nothing.
I've just slumped.
Yeah, I've just slothed. So, I mean, I couldn't work out for the past 4 weeks. So that I started my cut more or less just before.
Yeah,
because it was like an enforced one.
Yeah.
So I still cut all the way through my not being able to work out, which obviously wasn't ideal, and I lost a bit more muscle mass than I would have done. So the whole point of kind of cutting as opposed to someone who, well, it's a fancy word for diet, but it's something that we like to use instead of making it sound like diet.
It's to make men sound, less girly.
Less girly, yeah, exactly.
I don't know what,
But there is a difference because you're trying to lose weight while maintaining as much muscle as possible.
Yeah.
So when you see like someone who is very slim naturally, you will see muscle tone. Like you'll see a bit of a shape of their muscle. That does not mean that they are fit. Might mean they're fit. Mm-hmm. Probably doesn't. That'll just mean that they're skinny. So they don't have any covering over that muscle. It's not that the muscle's got any substance to it. It's like the same as like 14-year-old boys having six packs. We haven't really got a six pack. They've just got nothing to cover over the top of it. Everyone's got a six pack. It's the muscle. It's just that they have a very thin layer of anything. So it's just, you can see it. That doesn't mean they're strong. When you're doing a cut, you have built that muscle. So when you then slim down, the idea is to keep as much of that muscle as possible without and getting rid of kind of the fat that you go on it. Because generally, for someone doing a bulking and cut cycle, unless you're new to working out, the reason we do a bulk and a cut is because it's very difficult to gain muscle and lose weight at the same time. It's practically impossible unless you're new to starting out in lifting. And you will tend to put on 1 pound of muscle for every pound and a pound of fat at the same time. Sometimes it might be less, but it's usually about that.
Yeah.
So
basically, the weight you're putting on, half of it is fat, half of it is muscle.
Yeah. The idea is to then strip that fat back and see what you're left with.
Yeah.
You will lose some muscle. It's just how it is. Like, there's no way around that. The plan is to kind of try and keep some of your strength. You will get weaker. You will get tired. dieting's dieting. It's not a very pleasant thing to do, and that's why you shouldn't do it for prolonged periods of time. Like, you should only diet up until just beyond the point you're happy at. Reverse diet yourself back up so that you will put on maybe a pound or two. Once you've done your reverse diet to find out where your new maintenance is, stay there. You shouldn't diet really for any longer than, like, I would say probably about 6 to 8 weeks maximum.
Okay, so 2 months max
Yeah.
of a deficit.
Yeah, and then I would go back to maintain. Yeah, try not to go, because that's when I think there was like a weird statistic out the other day, and there was like people dieted about 40 times a year or something, like started 40 different types of diet because they fell off them like immediately. I think it might have been higher than that actually.
Because people cut so much and then they just binge.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not a diet.
Stressed.
And that's why you do that reverse diet on the way back up. So when you diet, you need to drop about 500 to 600 calories off your maintenance a day to take yourself down to where you want to be.
Well, you can diet at like minus 200 calories. It'll just take a long time. So if you
you can. It'd take a really, really long time. And then that would put more strain on your body being slightly under.
True.
So if you can handle it, just go hell for leather. Just go, like, just bang it. Like, don't go dangerously low, but 500-600 calories a day is fine. You can either make that up through cardio, or you can make that up through a drop in your diet. If you have been listening to our podcasts, you will remember that I said to get yourself up to maintenance first. So that my diet at the minute, I'm in the very last part of my cut-in. So I've actually gone down to 1,580 for 4 days, and then I have 2 high carb days a week. When I went down to my diet originally, I was on 1,680 because my starting point was 2,200. So I can diet a lot higher than some people are even starting at. And that's why I can throw about numbers like 500 or 600. If you haven't got yourself to a proper maintenance, don't even bother trying to diet. Because your body's just going to go, I'm going to hold on to all this belly fat, and then you'll just be in a cycle of just self-hatred, basically. And yeah, you're going to get weaker, you probably get a cold.
Unless it's summer.
Yeah, competition prep colds generally people get. You will probably feel a bit crap for the first week. Definitely massive lack of energy. But a diet's a diet. Like, they're not the most fun, and it's why you don't want to stay on it for that long.
But also, I mean, you say lack of energy, but actually people who undereat chronically, their adrenaline system kicks in. So,
yeah, mine did.
Yeah.
But that's a nervous kind of
Anxious.
twitchy energy, and it doesn't feel very nice.
It doesn't, but it does mean that if you're
sort of
going, I feel fine, I'm really good on this diet, this is absolutely amazing actually, I can do loads of work, I'm really focused. It's because your body's literally looking around for food all the time.
It's basically giving you enough adrenaline so you can go and find the damn food and eat the damn food. So you will do nothing but think about food. If you keep it, the question about what workout you should do, if you are already on lowish calories and you insist on going on a diet, which is against my recommendations, but I would then do cardio so that you don't have to reduce your calories anymore through food. If you can avoid it, reduce your calories through... If you can avoid it, if you can do it, reduce your calories through food. Because if you suddenly start doing cardio in your cutting phase, and there is a lot of different information on this, but this is the way that I personally do it, because I find that if I try and reduce my calories through cardio, I lose muscle. Because the idea is to try and keep your intensity through your lifting fairly high. You're going to get weaker, but keep your exercises quite similar. Maybe do a few days where you do a bit of a recovery one, so higher reps, lower weight, but keep lifting the weight because that's what keeps the muscle there and stops you catabolising it. If you're doing cardio, and not using the muscles...
means eating your muscle.
Yeah. If you do cardio, don't use your muscles, your body will just eat your muscle.
Yeah, because it will go, we're not using this and we need calories, so we'll get it from here.
So let's just get it from there. Yeah, so you'll find plus muscle itself eats calories. So the more muscle mass you can keep, the more calories it's eating.
Though.
It's quite a bit.
I thought it's like 4 calories per pound of muscle or something ridiculous more than fat. It's not.
I mean, if you think about how much pound of muscle you might have, though.
Oh, I've got like loads.
I think I've got quite a lot of muscle mass.
Well, you do, but shut up.
We're getting one of those new things in at work, actually.
Oh yeah.
Those body tracks-ish type of thing. It's called something similar to that, but it's one of the machine things.
What's it do?
I've not tried it yet. You'll find you guys, if you've got like a posh gym. So I think they've got them in like Virgin, David Lloyd. And it's this one where you like subscribe to it.
Right.
And it gives you like, does your body mass and all that sort of thing, but it's meant to be much more reliable than those other things.
So
and it does like fat mass.
Okay.
It's like a proper big platform thing. It does like all sorts of things.
Okay. Because that's always because I know DEXA scans are what people do to work out their body fat, and that's because they literally just photograph your insides and just go, see all that? That's wobbly bits.
Yeah. I don't think I'd like. I mean, my fat mass is quite high on them boots things. I'm like, my BMI is really high.
The thing
because of my boobs and hips and stuff.
Well, exactly.
And it doesn't count muscle mass that well.
Oh no, because it's basically those things measure your muscle. So if we're talking about scales, which measure your body fat, and the way they work, they send an electronic current through your body, and then they measure the resistance against that current on the understanding that water, your muscles hold more water, and it's more resistant to, the way that electricity passes through. Therefore, it can say, well, if you're this much water, then you've got that much muscle, therefore you've got that much fat. And the trouble with that is you could have just drunk 2 litres of water.
Yeah, that's what we said.
So it's about being hydrated just as much as it is about body fat. So you've got to sort of, take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, measurements and photographs are the best way to do it.
So
then we're going to give you the best.
Measure your waist and measure your hips and measure your neck as well, wrists.
I tend to do my quad, hip. Well, it depends on if you want to do your body fat, get someone that's got calipers, and then we do like skin fold tests. So there's like, I think I do the 11 site or the 12 site skin fold caliper thing.
It's basically an excuse for your PT to draw on you with biro. So
I've not drawn on anyone.
Oh, don't you? No. Brian does. He puts little X's everywhere.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
I know. Because I've got the form on my phone, so I'm like, right, because there's like iliac crest, and some of them are really uncomfortable. There's one that's just like next to your belly button and across a little bit, and the one that's like underneath your tricep. Yeah. That feels horrible. And then one on your back, kind of to the right or left of your shoulder blade, slightly down. It's like being pinched.
Yeah, well, it is being pinched.
It is, yeah. But you're supposed to take the reading within like the first 2 seconds.
I don't like the inside, because otherwise the fat squidges out.
Yeah.
I don't like the one on the inside of the thigh very much. I just don't like taking off my leggings really and just going, hey, did I shave? No, I didn't. Sorry, guys.
I don't like my legs being touched.
Don't you?
No, I hate it. Get off. It's the same as if I go and like get a pedicure. I'm fine with that unless they try and then like do that weird thing where they go, here's a free leg massage. You're like, no, get off, I don't want one. Yeah. And then they like touch anything like under the knee, and I hate my knee being touched.
Oh.
I hate my knee being touched and under the knee. So the second they try and do all that stuff, I'm like, no.
No, thank you. No, thank you very much.
No.
I like it at the, I don't like it at all because it's the worst thing in the world where hairdressers just go, oh, I know what we're doing. We're washing your hair, waiting for the conditioner to work. What you really want now is us to sort of try and get all the juice out of your skin.
I quite like that. I quite like a head massage.
I don't, because I never fit in the chairs very well, and then my neck gets cranked. And
only if it's a good, because the hairdressers I go to, they've got one of those chairs that like moves down and then it's got a massage thing in it.
Well, they've got. I've got a vibratey.
I quite like that one. Whereas like the other ones, I'm like, no, I just want to get out of this as soon as possible because my neck hurts. I'm really uncomfortable. Yeah. But they've had to change them because people kept having like strokes.
Oh really? Because they just manipulated them.
Then because their necks have been like in the wrong position.
It's really bad. There's
she says while cracking her neck.
Exactly.
That's my neck.
Think about warming up because you should warm up your neck. And the way to do that, really, technically, you shouldn't roll back on it. No. You should just go. You should just look over your shoulder. And then basically look down at your cleavage and then up again on the other side.
Yeah, you shouldn't do head rolls. We got told quite early on in like PT careers not to tell people to do head rolls. Yeah. Because it's not good for you. But yeah, even just like the one I do at the end, because I tend to do, well, the way that you actually should stretch people is you do the little bit of the warm up at the start and then you do anything where you want to make people more flexible at the end when the muscles are already warm. So I always get them to kind of, if you can all do it now. Let's do it now.
Let's all do it now.
So shoulders down. Tilt your head to the side.
No.
We're tilting our heads to the right hand side.
Oh wait.
Take your right hand.
Okay.
Put it up and just put it like about a fingertip above your ear. And then keeping the both shoulders down. Give it a little pull. Then go slightly up and to the back, like half a finger again. Oh. And then go, but still try and look forward.
I'm very aware.
You are quite tight.
Jaw.
Yeah, and then go down and back a little bit more, and then that'll get you just at the back. And those 3 little spots, it's kind of almost like one finger pad difference between every single bit of it. Those 3 little bits of stretches, and that'll get you through that really thick bit of muscle down the back. on
I
both
get a
sides
very
of the
sore
neck.
neck simply because people fight me and it gets cranky.
I get a very sore neck because I like to do upside down things.
Nice. And also because that's where I was always weakest. That's where I had to start my exercises, because my back went right at the top in the middle because I had no lower traps.
Oh, bugger.
So
You can do neck exercises. It involves like a very ridiculous looking head gear thing.
Yeah.
It's got a chain on it
like a
with a
headband
weight
with a chain.
attached to it.
There's a lot of like very girly. Yeah, and you have to sort of
You
like
have to nod. That's really weird. You have to swing it about the place.
Yeah, nod your headband.
Yeah.
But I think just doing things like bent over rows strengthens your neck.
Yeah, massively. And just doing like not trying to use your neck as the finishing part of your move, which is something I have to correct people on all the time, is when you get towards the end, especially with something like a row, everyone thinks that they're like an Olympic sprinting finisher, and they're like, "I'll stick my neck out, I'm nearly there." I'm like, put your neck back in, what are you doing?
Because
hurt yourself.
Because you don't think of the exercises, I've got to contract this muscle to the point. You think I've got to get that object nearer my face.
Exactly.
Therefore, I will move my face nearer the object.
Exactly that, and you won't even know you're doing it. So
It is like going for a run because you're really hot and you want to have a nice cool breeze. So
Yeah.
you go for a run to get the air to move past your face.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
So treat your neck as a core and tighten the core. And something I'm always shouting in classes is for people to get their chins in and to look like a thumb.
Yeah.
The more you can look like a thumb, the more protected your
Double
neck is.
chins.
I want
are
to see everyone's
sexy.
double chins.
Everybody needs a double chin.
Yeah. Unless I see double chins or lifting faces in my sessions, I'm not happy.
Okay.
No.
So
That's it. I've
that
got to
is
go.
it.
I've got to actually go and see a lovely client now.
Go see a lovely client. I've
Before
got
I
to
go.
do this thing called having a shower. Because I've just come from the gym.
That sounds exciting.
Exactly, and everything hurts. In a good way. It was fun. I did all the heavy weights.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and Steve didn't, because Steve's a pussy.
Yes, Steve. I don't know who
Yes,
Steve is, but
Steve's one of the guys in the gym, the guy with the ponytail, and he's really strong. And then always goes, "Is that a 14-kilogram kettlebell?"
with the ponytail. Really tall guy.
No, he's got ginger hair.
Yeah, he's really tall.
He's not really. Oh well, you think
I'm like,
everybody.
he's bloody tall.
He's tall.
All right,
he's slightly shorter than I am, I think.
Fine. He's a lot taller. I'm like 5'3". He's very tall.
Okay.
Yeah, ginger hair.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a
really
really nice
good.
guy. He's
He
very
pushes you.
yeah, he's very strong.
But anyway.
So hi, Steve.
Yeah, he's really strong. But it's that 16-kilogram kettlebell. I won't use that. I'll use the 14. Piss you, Steve. I'm using the 16.
That was a very, very good swear. Piss you, Steve. Piss you to hell.
Anyway, I will. Hopefully, Steve will listen to this because he's a cool guy. He's a cool cat, and we could say we gave you a shout out while we called you a pussy. But this
She told you to piss you.
Exactly, but being a pussy is a good thing. 'Cause this is the women's fitness podcast.
Exactly.
Pussycats win. So
High fives.
high fives. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening, but before you go, please spread the word about the podcast. Write us a review on iTunes, and we want your feedback. Go to womensfitnesspodcast.com or email womensfitnesspodcast@gmail.com. You can support us financially on Patreon, and also you can follow us. You can find Kelly Bakewell PT on Facebook and Instagram as @KellyBakewellPT, and you can find Iszi, that's me, on Instagram and Twitter as @Iszi_Lawrence, that is ISZI_LAWRENCE. Music by Boothby Grapho, available on bandcamp.com. We'll see you next week. High five on the internet.